Today, what I'm working on is the odometer for this Cobra. If you remember, this is Malloy Cade's 96 Mystic Cobra, and the odometer didn't work. So I noticed that when I was driving it, and so I had to go in here and do a quick repair for him. And I want to show you what that looked like. But this is the odometer repair gear kit. You can get this from late model restoration, other Mustang shops, but I'll give you a little secret here. If you go to Amazon, you can find this kit on there. And this is what it looks like. They all sell the same kit. Anyway, this is the kit. With shipping and everything, because I did overnight shipping because I want to get this thing fixed for him right away. You're talking like 20 bucks, you know, 25 bucks. With shipping and all, delivered overnight. So it's very affordable to get this thing in so we can get it fixed. It's a shame it's so expensive for literally 2 little bitty pieces of plastic. But these are very important to show you because I've already removed his old ones, but they disintegrated. And this is very common on these 94 to 98 clusters. In my TTSaleen sitting there, I've had to do this before. And what happens is they disintegrate and this thing will not turn and rotate the numbers properly. So it's very common failure. Everything else in the cluster works fine, this will not. So to remove this, you actually have to turn this, and to turn it, it just doesn't turn very easily. You take your fingers, you pull up on these tabs, there's one on each side. So you kind of pull up on these tabs with one hand and you twist this with the other. You twist this clockwise and this little motor here will pop out. And when it pops out, you have this little worm gear here, the short one, goes on the end of the shaft. You push it down, not quite all the way, just like a piece of paper's width from the bottom. And then this other gear, it actually fits in like this with the sprocket teeth toward this side, and it clips out in place. Now again, I've had to remove the other gear and it disintegrated. I had to take my little pick here and go in and clean out the channel where it snaps into place right here. See there? And then I had to get all the little plastic remnants out of the way. Once that's out of the way, you literally snap this in, push that in, pop that back into place. So it's really simple, but getting here is kind of a pain. Let me show you how that works. The speedometer goes on right here in the middle, like this. And then you have your pressure gauges and stuff go on the side. And when you remove the lens here off the front, there's these little screws. They go all around the perimeter here. But make sure when you take those screws out, this lens will come off like that. But there's one screw and it's hidden right here. Take that screw out. Before you prise anything though, there's a method to this. Take these 2 end pieces off first, because if not, you'll break it. So take you like a little pick or something like this, go in the corner and prise up on it like this, and you can pop these right out. Say they're just an interference fit. Do it on both sides. You pull those out real easy like that. And then you take your fingers and you pull up on these tabs on each side, and then this literally pops right out, okay? So you have to do it in that order. If not, if you go prise on this thing, you actually break these tabs off and you'll destroy these. So you gotta be real careful. This is fragile stuff, but this ain't my first rodeo. You know how I love these mid-90s Mustangs. So that's all it is. And what I like to do, you see how these pointers have these catches here at the bottom? It keeps the needles from dropping all the way down. These are very prone to break. So what I do as a trick, a lot of people don't remember that, and they'll lay these down on a flat surface and they'll break those off. I actually put it back in the hanger here. So if you see right here in the middle, I put it there to center it and drop it back in place like that. And now it has room, if you stand at the bottom, now you can actually do the work on here without damaging anything. So that's your nice little holder. And now you can go in here and you can prise on this and pop that out and do what you got to do. So just want to show you this is how to take it apart, what the fix is, and I'm going to put the gears on it and slap it back together. That's all it is to it. Repaired. All right, so I pressed everything in, took some glass cleaner and gently wiped the faces off, get any dirt and dust off of it after, you know, almost, what, 30 years? It's track 3, 27 years. And if you'll notice, this is a brand new lens overlay. Well, not brand new, but it's gonna be brand new to him because his had a big crack in it right here above the speedometer. So I dug around in our junk pile and actually had a decent cluster that I replaced his with. So I just got through cleaning this up a little bit for him. That's gonna drop on like that, and I'll put the screws in it, but check it out. Now he has a refurbished cluster. And now when I drive it, you should see everything increase, the mileage increase, the odometer, everything there is gonna increase like it's supposed to. And it's clean, doesn't have a crack in it now, so it's gonna be great. Unfortunately, there's some, you know, superficial scratches in this lens just because, again, these things are almost 30 years old in the used pile. So if he wants it to be perfect, he can order one from late model or something. But for free, I think he's gonna be tickled to death because he didn't have that big crack right here that was in his. So now it's gonna be like brand new, and I'll show you in a little bit. I'll go back to the shop because clearly I'm at my house right now, and I brought it home with me yesterday because I had to work yesterday. So I brought it home with me so I could go ahead and fix it, and I'm gonna go back to the shop here, put it in the car, test drive it, make sure it's good to go, and we should be straight. So Malloy, hope you appreciate this, buddy. I like to look out for you. I am the SN95 Whisperer. So we're gonna make sure you're all good to go. And just because we're here, show you the TTSaleen. I did get to drive it yesterday a little bit before the weather got too crazy. Haven't drove this car in a while, but it is still here and it still runs good. It does have the 6-speed manual in it, but that's only temporary. I'm getting ready to put the Turbo 400 in it, and then that car will be back to be a terror. It runs pretty good right now, but it needs the automatic. By comparison, the Mach 1 with the 6-speed, it is an absolute animal, but the turbo car needs an automatic for sure. And I'm sure you guys watched my latest Charger video with the Posse and the 8.5-inch rims and 373 gears, and that car is legit. That car don't need anything. If anything, by the video, I need to lower it. It's kind of high right now. With leaf springs, it's kind of hard to do. I've already got lowering blocks in the back of it, so I need to lower it some more. But anyway, that's where we are. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out, put this back in the car, and next video you see in this series, I'll be test driving it, show you how it works. Stay tuned. We are back in Malloy's car. As you can see, got the cluster in my hand, put all the screws back in it, ready to put it back in. Biggest thing is take the column, tilt the wheel all the way down. You slide a cluster in from the top. You have these 2 connections here that plug in, and away we go. These wires here, they're actually going over to his gauge pod here, and I actually had to do a quick repair. The former tech, I guess, had wired up his air fuel gauge, and it wasn't working properly because he didn't tap into a key on source, which is right here. So I changed the wire, hooked it to a key on source, and now when you turn it on, this works correctly. So imagine that. But I'd also installed these pillar pod gauges and fixed some wiring because that same tech only had these lights coming on for this when you turn on the headlights, not the parking lights. So I fixed that, so now when you turn on the parking lights, all these come on, and the headlights, they stay on. So all that's fixed, and this is mounted and tight. So I'm about to pop this in, and this thing will be complete. So give me just a second.